Here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Chris. You're listening to Tales from the Tarheel State. Sorry I'm a day late. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for sticking around, listening to me. Run my mouth. Talked to a buddy of mine the other day. He was telling me that, not everybody needs to have their opinion heard. A lot of people I'll just shut the hell up. So I'm probably one of those people that should shut the hell up. But as I told him, I enjoy doing this shit, so I'm going to keep doing it. It's fun for me. I got to quit doing that. I keep doing that all the time on here. It's driving me crazy. I hear it, so I know y'all are hearing it, so I apologize for that. And I will try to keep my lips smacking to a minimum today. It's hard, though. You get into habits, you don't even realize you're doing that shit. So what's been going on? Tar Heels won last night. They beat Louisville, but just barely. It was a close game, evidently. I didn't even know we were playing, so I didn't even see the damn game. Found out this morning when I looked in here at my calendar, I was like, oh, that was last night. Fantastic. So, I have a calendar in here in my studio room, and, I still didn't pay attention to that. So it tells you where my head was yesterday. What else is happening? I made some barbecue this week. Put it on my big smoker outside, and it was... not my best barbecue that I've made yet. It was my wood was too wet, to be honest, and it really it was a little slow. It was better the next day after I put it in the oven and cooked it for like 4 more hours at like 225. Wood too wet. Wood too wet, no bueno. It's no bueno. What else is happening? Oh, I did a good Sunday dinner, though. We had some roast beef, like a eye of round roast, which is like one of the cheapest meats, super tough. But it has fantastic beef flavor. The beef flavor really comes through on the eye of round, but you've got to make sure not to overcook it. You're going to want to bring the internal temperature up to like 125. And just pull it out and walk away. Pull it out and walk away. Anyways, that'll take about, not that long to cook. And it was pretty fucking good, I gotta tell you. Oh, what else is going on? It's springtime. I think the groundhog don't know shit, because as far as I can tell, spring's coming early. We had a cold night the other night, but we got some showers today. It's supposed to be up around 70. And tomorrow again, showers and 70. That's springtime weather in my book. There's that. What else is going on? I need to reach out to some more sponsors, I think. Start doing that shit. I bought a t-shirt from Cletus McFarland's website, so that I could enter into, you get automatically entered into a contest to win a car. I figured chances of that are a lot better than a lottery ticket. So, and I get a T-shirt, so it's not like I'm just buying a piece of paper. But anyway, he's got this Mercury Marauder. It's like a big fat cop car looking thing. It's like a big fucking Crown Vic, but they put like a $10,000 motor in it and transmission and rear end and turbos and. So it's bad as hell, and they're giving away $10,000 with it. So it's about a $25,000 car, $22,000 car, and like $10,000 in cash. So I'd be pretty excited if I won some shit like that. That would, I'd get a little chub, as my man Nash would say. All right. So what else is happening around? I don't know. Not too much going on. People still getting the fucking COVID. People's babysitters still getting the fucking COVID. It's like, god damn, this shit ain't never going away. So we got that going for us. Hopefully we won't all die from it. So anyway, so this week we got a special treat for y'all. I have yet to ever have anybody sit in this room and talk with me, and by popular demand, we've brought her in from the production room in here, and we've got my lovely wife, Tanya. How are we doing today, Tanya?
Very nervous. Hello, everybody.
Don't be nervous. We're just sitting in a room together. It's not a big deal.
Yes.
We're just having a conversation.
The masses, honey. The masses.
Oh, yes, the masses. Don't worry about who's listening. You just want to worry about talking to me. That's all. So, you were planning to go get your eyes waxed today. That fell through. So now I've got you.
Yep.
I'm here. All right, I've got you. Let's see here. What do we want to talk about today? What's been going on? So the craziest shit is all this the censorship stuff that's been happening, and the Canadian truckers, I guess they decided to take their all their money and lock it up. All their bank accounts, they seized them, and all that kind of stuff to force them off the line. And I think they tried to seize all their, well, I guess they doxed or something. They put a bunch of people's information out there that had donated money to their GoFundMe and used to work in the banks. What do you think about them being able to do that, seize their bank accounts? What's your opinion? Is that stepping over? You work in the tax office now, and you used to work in the banking system. Do you feel like that's overreach of the rights of people? They're not Americans, so keep in mind, if that happened here, would you think that is a overstep of freedoms? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I just thought about this just now, so I didn't prepare to ask you that.
Me as like a real thinking type person, how were they able to do that? What gives them legal right to seize their bank accounts?
Well, they're Canadians, so I don't know what their rights are there.
Right.
But if it was America, do you think that would be an overreach?
Well, if there was a law broken, then you have to go through the legal channels to seize their money. But
if they were legally protesting.
If it's conspiracy, as we know.
Well, there's always conspiracies.
If there's a conspiracy or just the thought of a conspiracy, then they can seize bank accounts from like the Check 21 Patriot Act from 2004.
Ah, I see. So if they even have a question, they can do whatever they want because of the Patriot Act in America, and they can do that here just like they did in Canada without any problems because of the Patriot Act.
Yep.
Okay, well that's good to know. That is a little concerning, but thank you for that knowledge. I'm glad I thought to ask you that. That was enlightening for me. Yeah, I forgot about Patriot Act stuff. That's something. I guess they could just decide to do that here if they wanted to. I think they were trying to use the terrorist thing there too, say it was money coming from another country because money was coming in from America. So yeah, that's wild, man. That's some crazy shit to think about. So yeah, on that note, let's talk about a movie that came out a couple years before I was born. Because there's a quote in there that's that I always really liked. I know you liked a lot, Tanya.
Yes, I did.
And I know you love this movie.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. All right. This quote was by in a movie called Billy Jack from 1971. The character actually started out from a 1967 movie called Born to Lose. Billy Jack was in that. And there was like these bikers in town. Apparently they used Real Hell's Angels for the filming. And Billy Jack comes into town, saves the fucking day. He's like half Native American or half Indian, if you prefer. I know there's a lot of tribes that prefer that. So anyway, he's supposedly a half-breed, and they're coming into town. They ran some wild horses over to the Native American reservation there, and they didn't like that, and so they're over there and they're going to shoot the horses. And at any rate,
to sell them for horse meat.
Yeah, they're going to sell them for horse meat
to the dog food companies.
Yeah, to dog food companies. It's crazy, right? And that's the premise of that whole thing. And they were talking about, we got the law here with us, Billy Jack, or with us, Billy. And Billy says, when policemen break the law, then there is no law, just a fight for survival. And so, yeah, that leads us into the little segue there into this Billy Jack segment. What do you think of that movie, Tanya? How old were you when you first saw it?
My dad showed me that movie when I was probably 12, 13 years old.
Now, to clarify, you grew up mostly with your father, is that right?
Yes. Single dad. He worked all the time. So I pretty much raised myself since I was like 13.
Yeah, that's a common theme. It's a real common theme in America. I certainly was, wishing I could have raised myself a little more at times. So you were how old when you saw this film? 12 or 13?
12 or 13, yep.
And this made an impact on you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. I had already understood that I was not the normal kind of person in my neighborhood, church thumping, don't care who you vote for, but, more your right-leaning, pro-American, pro-guns, anti-abortion, that whole rhetoric. So I knew I didn't follow in that avenue. But when I saw Billy Jack, I was like, oh, there you go. You can still love people and want to take care of people and want to educate people and not judge them for the decisions that they make or, had to make in any situation. And they can still be pillars of the society and,
Just because they're different than you, is that what you're saying?
Just because they're different from you.
And so to clarify, where did you grow up? You don't have to say the exact town, but you grew up here in North Carolina?
Yes, North Carolina, down east.
Down east North
Back
Carolina?
east.
You got family back east, as Will Rivers always said on his podcast. Fucking cracks me up. And I guess you were close to the rest of your family too, or just you and your dad?
I was out of necessity. You're close to people, and you may not agree with them, but sometimes you gotta make sure you take care of yourself, and if that means, kind of conforming, at least on the outside, to the people around you, then that's what you have to do.
So what made you relate to the movie Billy Jack beyond that you liked that people were treated more equal in that film, and there was a lot of there's a lot of ass kicking of rednecks, to put it a simple way, and you grew up down east of Raleigh in North Carolina, so it's ripe with rednecks down there. So would I be right in assuming that you kind of like that aspect of the redneck, closed-minded people getting smacked around a bit by the Native American fellow?
Oh, well, yeah. You can call it an attention getter.
That's an attention getter. Thank you for quoting Smokey and the Bandit there, a little Jackie Gleason line there. It kicks the dudes in the ass. That's called an attention getter. This movie was written by Tom Laughlin. Is that right? That's his name, right?
Yep, Tom Laughlin.
He wrote it and directed it and essentially got it made himself on a shoestring budget, made the film himself. And it's very in the realm of like the 70s blaxploitation type films, where it's it's less campy. It's done very much more seriously. There are some actors in it like who just passed away, as Harold Hessman, I think was his name. Dr. Johnny Fever, to those of y'all who remember WKRP in Cincinnati. And he got this movie made on a very small budget and ended up making a good bit of money on it, but of course ended up putting all the money back into other movies that he made, sequels and stuff. Him and his wife, Dolores Taylor, correct? That her name was?
And their daughter was in the movie.
Their daughter was also in there. There you go. So Tanya's a bit of an expert on this film. She really, really likes this movie a lot. And I had seen it as a kid. It made a huge impact on some people in my family for certain. Several of my cousins definitely thought they were Native Americans and had long, straight, dark hair and kind of dark skin color, kind of red skin looking, compared to like people like me with my super blonde looking hair and white ass skin. But yeah, we did 23andMe and there was no Native American blood in me at all. And were you also told you were part Native American, Tanya?
Yes.
You were also led to believe that. Did your ancestry show any Native American blood?
No.
0.0. And so that's just a theme. I think it's hilarious. There's a lot of poor folks, poor white people in the South, I think were convinced that they were Native American, part Native American. Why else would they be poor white people that, didn't own slaves and shit. Like our ancestors, we looked them up and we were all poor ass fucking people,
sharecroppers,
farmers.
And
just shit like that. And
we would have been on the outside of the walls of the.
We would have been outside
kingdom.
the walls of the kingdom. Yeah, we would have been peasant people if we'd been in England. But yeah, I think all the poor white people in the South wanted to be Native Americans. So they could be like, see, that's why we've been oppressed too. But it's just a funny thought I think about white people. It's always about us. You know what I'm saying? We have to be part Native American. We was meant to be here.
And if it helps make them think.
Yeah, well, if it makes them think, that's good. If it makes them less racist, that's good too. I'm all for that. So yeah, in the movie, they the Dolores Taylor, which is actually Tom Laughlin's wife in real life, she runs a school called the Freedom School. It's like a hippie school for like runaways and single mothers, like teenage single mothers that are, that whole shit, having to run away for abortions and shit. And
I think they actually in real life started a Montessori school in Santa Barbara or somewhere in California.
Yeah, pretty sure you're right about that.
And they were on the forefront of the
And they
Montessori.
put a lot of their money into that school that they actually had in real life from the movie that they made, and was close to bankruptcy or went bankrupt. He actually ran for president at least one time. I thought he had ran again before he'd passed away, but from what we watched recently, it looks like he only ran that one time. But yeah, he was an interesting guy. And the movie is interesting because he's very supposedly pacifist. There's even a real anti-gun quote in the film there that he has, talking about, you worked with King, and you worked, and what about Bobby and Jack, and where are they? And she's like, dead. And he's like, not dead, brains blown out. Because your people only know how to use their guns instead of, and all this shit. And so it's super anti-gun. But yet he's cruising around on his horse and shit, or with his lever action 30-30.
Well, hey, even if you're a pacifist, you don't go in the woods unarmed.
Yeah, there you go. You don't go in the woods unarmed.
And what is a city? The woods,
it's
but buildings.
It's the jungle, baby. You know where you are?
You're gonna die.
But yeah, I just think it's great that it's kind of anti-gun, anti-violence, but he's still smacking people around and kicking rednecks' asses for being closed-minded. So that's pretty funny. It's kind of we got that whole what is this punch a Nazi thing with a lot of the what was the Antifa was doing, that whole punch a Nazi thing. So that's interesting. It's a interesting balance there when you think about that kind of thing.
And we're not condoning slapping or beating people up.
No.
You can think about it.
Yeah, you can think about it.
But don't
do it. Oh, God. Can you tell we love some Smokey the Bandit? Isn't that hilarious? And you're not...
And I'm not racist at all.
And Tanya is a lot younger than you. And if you have to...
Oh, if I have to say I'm racist, then I'm racist. Well,
yeah.
what
so
the hell ever.
You just fucked up.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you now.
I don't care.
Yes, you do. Don't say that.
When they start paying my bills, I'll care what they think.
Yeah, well, that's true enough. So yeah, it's got some anti-violence shit, but he's still smacking people around. So I like that. It's one of the reviews I read said you get to have your cake, and it's the ultimate case of having your cake and eating it too. So it's smacking people around. It's a lot of vigilante justice. There's a big scene at the end with people. I don't want to. No spoilers. No spoilers. But there's a cool Indian ceremony or Native American ceremony involving a snake and shit. And apparently it was really done by Shoshone tribe people. And it was another tribe too. I didn't know how to pronounce it. Started with a P.
And he also used, I think, Hapkido.
Hapkido was his karate style.
Yeah.
Hapkido, yeah.
And Dolores' character, she only had 3 rules for you if you were going to go to the school. And that was, I think, you had to get turned on by something, usually art.
Which is hilarious.
Or
you
music.
You got to be turned on by something.
Or something that, that you're creating, not just consuming. And no drugs. And I think mutual respect, but I'm not sure about that 3rd rule.
Well, damn it, Tanya.
Yeah, but just, be a good damn person, create stuff, and, let people be who they're going to be. So, there you go. You learn this movie teaches you how to be a good person.
To live and let live and to to love one another and accept each other for our faults, but if you start trying to tell other people what to do, you might get a smack in the mouth. That's basically
essentially, yeah.
That's basically it. You better let people do what they want to and think what they want to.
As long as you're not hurting people,
but don't
kids,
be a closed-minded asshole. Because when you get your fucking ass kicked, then that's when you get your motherfucking ass whipped. But yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, there's a good quote in there where he asks Martin, who's one of his characters. Martin, I forget the guy's name. He was one of the only Native Americans, like one of the main characters started. He was the young guy. Mm-hmm. And
I think he was a Cochino.
Yeah, I think so.
So is that Mexican heritage?
Yeah, I think it said some review I read. He was one of the only like Native peoples like actually in the film. But he talks to him about mental toughness and asks him, "You know what mental toughness is, Martin? You remember that line?"
Yes, they're sitting at the cafeteria table, and but I can't remember what he said.
He talks to him and he asks him about mental toughness, and he says, "You know what mental toughness is?" And he said, "Mental toughness is knowing that." You know, you're a human, and you're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna make a lot of them all your life, and you're gonna hurt people that you love very badly, and you're going to learn that. What does he say? He says you're gonna hurt people that you care about very badly, but you have to recognize that you're not perfect, and yeah, I know it's a tough one for me, and you have to not let those mistakes crush you. And hold you down, basically, and you can't let those mistakes stop you from becoming the best thing that you can be, the best person you can be. And I thought that was a really good part in that film about mental toughness. And evidently, Tom Laughlin was a big Carl Jung fan, I think. If you don't know who that is, look it up. God damn it. I think it was a psychiatrist.
And if you know the difference, if you don't know the difference, you're living a good life.
I think he was a clinical psychologist. I think that's what Jung was. His Jungian fucking philosophy.
And that's Jung, J as in job, UNG.
Oh, Joe, fucking, that's hilarious.
Is that German? Jung?
Carl Jung? Yeah, I think he was German, honey. These fucking Germans and the Russians, they're all about some philosophy and silent letters and backwards letters and shit. Don't know what the hell that shit is.
I'm confused.
It's we're easily confused.
Yes.
Us Americans, we're simple folks. So your thing got canceled today. You're not going to get your eyes waxed.
Yes, no wax today.
No haircut.
No, I'll stay a hairy gorilla for a little while longer.
Oh my goodness! Don't talk about yourself like that, darling. You know you're beautiful. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do today. We'll have to figure out something to do since you're off today. Tanya had the day off, and
because it is February 22nd, 2022, which is 02/22/2022. So between now and the 28th of February is a whole palindrome week, which means it can be read, the date can be read forward and backwards, but also upside down, which means that it's a pretty freaking awesome week. So instant, I don't know how woo-woo we're going to get on this, but instant manifestation of your dreams or ambitions or hopes. So pay attention to your thoughts. If you're thinking of somebody, give them a call. If you're waiting on that promotion or wanting to change your life, hey, now's the time. Think about where you want to be, not how you're going to get there, and then just go with it. Because today is a really good day for that, but this whole week seems to also be good. So don't be afraid. Ask for what you want. And, instead of manifest destiny for the United States, make it your own destiny for yourself.
You're saying you got to manifest these things? I used to work with a guy that would say that kind of shit all the time. I'm manifesting great things, man. I was just getting up this morning. Just make sure it's gonna manifest, best things for me. I'm gonna live my best life. Man. Yeah, man, I know, I dig.
Just be optimistic.
Be optimistic.
We're all here. None of us get out of here alive, so enjoy the ride.
Yeah, that's true enough. It's important to just try to have fun. And don't let the fucking weight of this thing bring you down. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to make mistakes. And remember, you're not alone out there. We all fuck up. And, yeah, man. So this was pretty fun. Did you have fun coming in here? You were nervous as hell?
Yes.
Your face is still a little red. You're still a little nervous talking in here?
Yes.
Well, this is your first time, so we won't keep you on here too long and scare you to death. So we'd like you to come back, see what kind of responses we get. We'll have to tell people to let us know what they think. If they enjoyed having someone else on here besides just my big mouth. Hopefully they did. So, anyway, I love you, honey.
I love you too.
And thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
Hopefully we can do it again sometime soon. And thanks for listening, y'all. Hope y'all have a great day. And we'll talk to you soon.